My salute to the General and salutations to the Sattvis and to His Holiness Swami Radhakrishnan Ji. Ladies and gentlemen, the two Honorable Vice Presidents present here. I am going to speak strictly in the context of Swami Vivekananda. How are his teachings relevant in today's context? How does Swamiji come alive today? Swamiji said, always behave like masters. Never behave like slaves. And when he made this statement, this profound statement of behaving like masters, what does it really denote? You should never act like slaves, but act like masters, behave like masters. How do you become masters? By accruing knowledge, by accumulation of knowledge, by earning wisdom, by gaining foresight, by being efficient, by equipping yourself with the competencies. How one becomes a master of the circumstances that he or she is being placed into? He never wanted you to be a pitiable self. He said, never pity yourself. You are Amritasya Putra. You are the child of immortality. You are not lambs. You are lions. You have to roar like a lion. And who can roar like a lion? The one who has the courage of conviction. And where this courage of conviction comes, it comes and emanates from strength of character. So to each one of the VIPSians, whether you form a part of the faculty or you be a student here, I want you to behave like masters, act like masters. Be always in perfect command of yourself. Be the repositories of knowledge. Being people whose wisdom is appreciated, is well received, guides generations, shows path, dispels darkness, ignorance. This is what I expect you to be on the Founders' Day. I want the young men and women to have muscles of iron, nerves of steel, inside which dwells a mind of the same material as that of which a thunderbolt is made. This is what Swamiji quoted. You should not be a miserable self. Awaken yourself. Utishtata, Jagrata, Prapyavarani Bodhata. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Be not sleeping. Be not in your slumber. Be not pretender sleepers. Most of you are pretending to be sleeping. You are not arousing the man within you. You be the lion and the lionesses, not the lambs. Don't be a meek and humble person. Be full of humility. But humility doesn't mean you get humbled. You get humbled and mumbled both. You get confused without a sense of direction. You should have a very clear vision, a very clear sense of direction. You should have a very resolute will as to what you want to do. Like General said, you must set your goals right. And you must have the proper means too. And he rightly put it in his erudite speech just now, it should be need-based and not greed-based. It's good to earn fortunes, but to earn the accolades of a scholar, of a wise man, to earn the title of a scholar, to earn the title of a patriotic person, a nationalist to the core, is a far more rewarding thing in life than to have fortunes. Amassing fortunes anyone can do. Swamiji put it this way, he said, even a fool will become a hero one day. The circumstances will toss him up as a hero. A fool one day may have a whole stock of good library, but that doesn't mean that he is a repository of knowledge. He or she is a repository of knowledge. You may have a bookshelf by your bedside, but you may not even refer to a single book. You have to turn the leaves of your life now. Sahana bhavatu, sahana phunattu, sahaviryam karvavahe, tejasvinavadhi tamastu ma vidvishamahe. Let's all be in togetherness, resolve on our Founders' Day. We will make this institution a great institution. We will make this institution that the whole education world envies and look at us with pride, with sense of pride, with honor, with respect. Let's have that Swami who inspired generations and will keep inspiring generations down the millennium. His thoughts will inspire generations for another 500 years. That's what Swamiji said in the World Religion Parliament in Chicago. I will like each one of you to imbibe those values and to accept challenges in life. Turn those challenges into opportunities. Mammoth challenges are waiting. Mammoth opportunities are awaiting you. We just don't have to preach Swamiji's complete books. There are some complete books of Swami Vivekananda. Read those complete works of Vivekananda. Thus preachings will not help. We need to practice the precepts which he preached. Each one of us will have to practice the precepts that he preached. Precepts are very easy, but practicing the precepts that he preached is a lifetime mission. You need to put it in your heart and soul, because there's so much to be done in India, so much to be done in India, so much to be done. When Swamiji went for the World Religion Parliament, he was lost in a fast after hearing to his soul-stirring message that the Western science and the Eastern wisdom need to come together to make this world a better place to live in. When he gave this clarion call, he was lost in a very comfortable hotel. But the whole night Swamiji could not sleep. He rolled in his bed. His pillow became soaked in his tears. In the morning when the stewardess came to change his bed, she found the whole pillow soaked in water. She asked Swamiji what happened. He said, I couldn't sleep because my countrymen live in hunger and poverty and impoverishment. I represent the spirit of India here. I am carrying with me the message of India that let's combine the Eastern wisdom with the Western science, and let's make this world a wonderful place to live in. 8,000 plus scientists are working on that large hadron collider, which is computing information from 300 trillion protons colliding together. On 170 computer centers spread across 36 countries. How do you make this whole thing possible if you do not have unity of purpose, a unity of thought? So we need to bring about unity of thought, a unity of purpose. We need to have a goal in life, an objective in life, a philosophy in life, because Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan said, it's not a choice between right philosophy and wrong philosophy. There cannot be a choice. There has to be a choice. A choice can be between a right philosophy and a wrong philosophy, but you have to have a philosophy of life. जीवन में दर्शन लेके जीना पड़ता है, एक लक्ष्य के लिए जीना पड़ता है, एक उद्देश्य के लिए जीना पड़ता है। हम सब लोग यहाँ बैठे हैं, मैनेजमेंट के लोग, हमारा केवल एक ही लक्ष्य है, आपको सुविधा दें, आपको आराम दें, आपके लिए चीजें सरल हों, लेकिन सरलता इसलिए नहीं, आपको आराम परस्त बनाने के लिए नहीं, आपको ज्यादा ऊर्जावान बनाने के लिए, आपको ज्यादा शक्ति प्रदान करने के लिए है, आपको यशस्वी बनाने के लिए है, आपको पराक्रमी बनाने की आवश्यकता है। स्वामी जी का दिन बनता है National Youth Day. This was announced by the former Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi. She announced Swamiji's birthday to be celebrated as National Youth Day. Let the spirit of the youth imbibe you, notwithstanding what your age may be. The youth is wanting to do something, has the capacity to deliver. Let the spirit of youth permeate you. The air is filled with Swamiji's thoughts in this campus. I breathe that air of his philosophy and of his ideology day in and day out. The blood that courses through my veins and arteries is filled with his philosophy. I want to live that philosophy. I just don't want to say or state or be hyperbolic about it. I don't want to make statements or pronouncements, but I want. Swamiji himself said, each one of you can be Vivekananda. Each one of you can be Vivekananda. How many of you want to be Vivekananda? How many of you want to be Vivekananda? 4, 5. 4, 5, 10 hands raised, they want to be Vivekananda. But in Swamiji's words he said, each one of you can be Vivekananda, but in being Vivekananda, it will take you 100 years. You want to be? Yes, you can be Vivekananda. You name yourself Vivekananda, you will become Vivekananda. But in becoming Vivekananda, you need to spend your whole lifetime. When for the first time the message of motherhood was being preached to him by no other than his guru, Thakur Ramakrishna Paramahansa, he said, you have to worship God in mother's form. And Swamiji refused because he was full of rationale, full of logic, full of scientific temper. He declined, he refused, he said, no, I refuse to accept God in motherhood. And you know what a conviction his teacher had in him? What a faith, what a confidence he had in him. Vivekananda, he didn't say Vivekananda to him, always he called him Narendra. Narendra, I'll make your bones to it that you will worship God in the form of goddess. Every woman on this planet is an embodiment of that goddess who represents the immortality of a thought which has inspired generations and which will inspire this world, which will make this world a better place to live in. So ladies and gentlemen, I will not take much of your time. It's a very professionally done, executed presentation. We saw a deep insight into management philosophy was brought live here on the screen by General Bakshi. And my thought goes to His Holiness Swami Radhakrishnan Ji and our Sadhvijis who have brought some noble thoughts here, lifting thoughts, and they could bring us in communion with God, and we have this thought of godliness. Let's spread this idea of oneness of God. And let's try to serve God in man. That's what Swamiji said. Let's try to serve God in man. His birthday, how many of you know, is being celebrated by the Ramakrishna order in what form? Can any one of you reply? Swamiji's birthday is being celebrated across the country and across the globe. Because in almost every country we have a Ramakrishna order, ashram. How many of you can reply, how is Swamiji's birthday celebrated? Swamiji's birthday is being celebrated as Narayan Seva. Daridra Narayan ki seva karo. Reach out to the poorest of the poor. Reach out to the have-not of the have-not. Reach out to the ones who are deprived. Reach out to the ones who are underprivileged. Do you have that heart? Which pulsates and which bleeds at times for the poor and the have-not and the underprivileged. How many of you have attempted so far? Many of you backbenchers, I know you don't take Swamiji seriously. That's why you'll be more dead than alive. People who lack initiative, people who lack attention, they become more dead than alive. They cannot contribute anything to the society. You will never ever make a responsible citizen, which is this country's dire need. We need to cultivate रिस्पॉन्सिबल सिटीजनशिप, एक जिम्मेदार नागरिक बनो, जिस पर भारत को ये गर्व हो, भारत गौरवान्वित हो, ये मातृभूमि गौरवान्वित हो, सम्मानित महसूस हो। ये क्या बात है। मैंने कैसे अच्छे शहरी, कैसे अच्छे अपने देश के नागरिक मैंने बनाए हैं। आखिरकार इस मातृभूमि का बहुत योगदान है एक व्यक्ति के निर्माण करने में, उसके चरित्र का निर्माण करने में, उसको दिशा देने में। सो मैं अधिक नहीं कहूंगा, केवल श्रद्धेय स्वामी जी के श्री चरणों में अपना प्रणाम करते हुए आप लोगों से एक ही मेरी प्रार्थना रहेगी, विनम्र प्रार्थना रहेगी कि आप अपने लक्ष्य को ना भूलें। आपका लक्ष्य बिल्कुल साफ होना चाहिए, उसके लिए जो साधन है वो साफ होने चाहिए, स्वच्छ होने चाहिए। The end is important, but the means are equally important. आप अपने उद्देश्य की प्राप्ति कर पाए और वो महान उद्देश्य हो जो स्वामी जी ने जिसका दर्शन दिया था। Let's try to be the best of citizens of India and let's try to do India proud. Thank you.